Hello, guys, and welcome. Mom Vernon Kid here, back again. How's everybody doing on their end? And welcome back. It's been some time. It's been about 6 months, and we're here to talk about the next 3 episodes of Young Justice Outsiders. Hope you guys are enjoying yourselves. Hope everybody is well on their end. And yeah, we're gonna talk about these 3 episodes. The first episode was entitled Influence. And there are 3 parts to this that really was interesting indeed. After a pretty good hiatus, but the second part of the season is back, and yeah, man. So let's talk about this. So, in hindsight, the first part of it, we're seeing the I guess you could say the trinity of the team: Nightwing, Superboy, and Tigress talking to the new members of the team about joining it officially, finally graduating now to it. But the whole concept of the episode entitled Influence plays a big role in it. They're basically saying, nobody's going to force you into doing anything. You don't have to join if you don't want, things like that. We see, Breon and Tara, who's not really talking a lot, but we know what she's up to. Basically, they're gonna join. They're ready. Halo, she's really a little awry over the fact that she's being labeled a girl, where because she is a combination of a mother box, there really is no gender in some ways, but it is what it is. Victor, he's not really for it. He's like, I'm out. Like, this is not what I signed up for. He feels that he still has a chance of being fixed. We know that's not true. On the other side of the coin as well is we're seeing Granny Goodness, or her persona that people think she is. She, after her goggles went awry, she's putting the blame on someone else and not herself. Typical move. We all know that's just her PR way of saying, like, I'm really involved, but you fools will never know. Yeah. And the other side of the coin is just we're seeing some good old Justice League work. Superman, Hawkman, Hawkgirl, and Wonder Woman, and a Green Lantern. Guy Gardner. Yeah, this time it's Guy, and they're out there dealing with some Thanagarian, and there's still a lot of harsh words for the Justice League after what they did, and a lot of them still don't feel they can trust them. Like, yeah, y'all did this and things like that. And even some of the Thanagarians are even like saying, they're looking at Hawkman and Hawkgirl and like, yeah, what y'all with your human, sidekicks, and Guy just flip. We're gonna see a typical Guy Gardner, like, man, Guy's gonna just be who he is. Like, man, screw you, we're but they find a space station that is being applied with stolen Thanagarian tech, as well as metahumans, as well as apocalyptic. And we get to see Big Barda for the first time. She's still very for the cause, for apocalypse. She even lets Granny like really hurt her, and she's she almost pulled like, thank you, Granny, may I have another. Granny's being who she is. And Desaad, we see Desaad in here. We see the rest of the female Furies as well, Lashana and all of them. I didn't think we saw Stomper. But yeah, we saw them, and there's even one point where Superman saves Big Barda, and she kind of questions, like, you saved me, like. So it's almost like, now are we seeing little hints of, could we see Barda change her ways in a sense? And that was also good. But that's what the episode of Influence really focused a lot on, is the influence of others. Beast Boy really joining back up with the team. He knows Granny ain't who she said she is, and he even point blank says it to her, I'm coming after you, like, and she's almost saying to him, you ain't got the claws, little boy, and but the fact is Beast Boy is still under contract, and because of that, all hell's gonna break loose. In the next episode, and that brings us to episode 15, entitled Leverage. And in this episode, guys, we see this centers more around Taos, which is kind of like a place where young metahumans can go to learn how to control their powers. Kind of in a little sense of Murder McTaggart and Muir Island, the X-Men, things like this. And we see Eduardo, and he's helping introduce a lot of new metahuman teams. We see Livewire and Dust, Dust, I believe, in there, and a new girl. She's an Aussie, and she can control the wind and things like that, but she's not very controlling of it. Eduardo's father tells him, like, we're here to help, but if you feel that you don't want to be here, you're welcome to leave. Nobody's forcing you here. And also the point, if you need to be, there are collars that will suppress your metahuman gene, similar to a certain other collar we see in another famous universe, the X-Men, the collars. And also we see the team goes on a mission, a reconnaissance mission in Russia, and they're all decked out in white. I guess, Tigress leads the team, Brion, Terra, Halo, Beast Boy, and we see the formation, the building of Team Red Rocket. I was like, whoa, Rocket Red, or Red Rocket, I think, Red Rocket, I believe. Yeah, it's Red Rocket. Let me make sure I check my notes. It was Rocket Red, excuse me. But we also see another team that's there. Suicide Squad. Made up of Black Manta, Boomerang, Captain Boomerang, and Monsieur Mala, the ape with the Gatling gun and things like that. And basically all the team was meant to do was just to go scout this area, just to see if they're not using metahumans as some kind of weapons. They did that, and Brion is more like that's all we're gonna do, like, and that's not our, Brion's concerned, like, okay, what if these Russians are now gonna try to invade or something like that, and Tigress, Artemis is like, that's not our job. That's not why we were here. Our job is, that's it. Let's go. We can't stop what they're doing. Unfortunately, they cease the Suicide Squad, and you hear them talking to somebody. And at first, if you're not familiar with the Suicide Squad, you probably wouldn't know who they're talking about. But yeah, they're talking to the one and only Amanda Waller, and Manta's telling them that they see the kids, and then he brings up, like, the Justice League has a Black Ops team, and then Waller's even like, the Justice League have a Black Ops team? Whoa. So it's kind of like, ooh, leverage, hence the title, Leverage. During the battle, something triggers a past memory in Halo from after what Boomerang says to her, and it triggers a bad memory. And once again, Halo gets nearly killed. I thought we were done with this. I thought we were done with Halo proving that, yes, she can take almost any kind of shot and come back. She took a boomerang straight to the chest, and she heals. But it's like, oh my God, like, come on, like, we don't need this anymore. Like, it was overused in the first half. Please don't start this again. But yeah, she survives. But the Team Rocket Red are like, you know, what are you doing here? We don't trust you, Americans. Blah blah. The whole typical crap. You know, that whole typical stereotypical. We do not trust you, Americans. Blah blah blah. It gets played out, but it's in this. And Tigress is like, look, we have no quarrel with you. We're not here. We were here to stop them. You know, we were trying to stop them, not you. But they let them go. Just seeing the combination of what it takes to get into these armored suits was like, oh, like imagine if Iron Man's suit was so biometrically into his nervous system. That's basically what you saw. You saw it going through this man's nervous spinal collar, and he's almost flipping out just through the pain. That's how bad it was. It was just crazy. The team stops it, and then we see, what's the name? Of course, we see Aquaman, or Calder, basically talking to Amanda Waller, who was the former head of Belle Reve. And they go into detail of like, okay, yeah, I was there. I did send them. They're working for the government now. You know, they're working for the government. If they're not, blah blah blah. You know, okay, so what? And then she sets like, now I know about what you guys are doing. You know, I love how Calder even says your Suicide Squad. But she's like, yeah, but we don't exist. They get caught. We're not accountable for it. We're not accountable for it. And it's just like, you know, it's like typical Amanda Waller. You know, we're not accountable for it. But this was a good, solid episode. But we finally see later on what this memory is, and it's it's a bad memory. It's a very bad memory, and it plays up a lot into the past. And then, guys, that brings us to the last episode, The Illusion of Control, episode 16, which focused more on Thanksgiving, what the team is thankful for, and the big bombshell of what Halo, the memory that Halo remembered, as well as seeing the teen heroes from Blue Beetle, Static, and Kid Flash, Tracy 13, I said Blue Beetle, Eduardo, and Beast Boy, all of them basically fighting Count Vertigo, or who we thought was Count Vertigo. Unfortunately, guys, the rule of this game was it was a chase, a cat and mouse game, because they couldn't get close to Vertigo. You know, his Vertigo beam, and they'll lose their sense of. And the great thing about this is I miss seeing Jaime argue with the Scarab, like, let me kill them, and all this. And it's just like, no, we're not gonna do that. Like, I give you a precision strike tactic. What is wrong with you, Jaime Reyes? You haven't even gotten off the ground, and they're like, what the hell's going on? You know, and it looks like basically Vertigo's here to kidnap his niece, the princess, because she's here too with, you know, because she's dating, you know, Beast Boy. Unfortunately, when they do find out it's not Vertigo, it's not Vertigo, it's actually Simon, because the princess has to kick her uncle in the gonad. She literally nut shots this dude, like, wow. And then the illusion wears off and you see it's Simon, and he's on the floor like, ugh. And then his cohort, I'm trying to figure out who the hell this guy is actually Devastation. So he's like, baby. And they played up this whole scene, this whole thing in this, where Virgil, Static, is like, I gotta get me a girlfriend. Throughout the whole episode, I'm like, poor Static, like, because everybody else is with somebody mostly, but and it was just like, oh my god, like, poor Virgil. It's just, but the real thing was Simon wanted to get back the metahumans that are now with Talos, and that was the big thing. That was the big main gist of the story. But on the other side, because it was Thanksgiving, it was just the team giving thanks for what they have. Forager really helping Cyborg out, which was really good. I love Forager. He out of the new characters, he's probably one of my favorite new characters. I love him. He's just a lovable bug. Like, you're like, he wants to help. He really looks at this team as family, as his hive. So he wants to help. More importantly, the word now is out about Artemis now being Tigress again. Now her mother knows. Her mother knows that she's Tigress again, and she's not happy about it. She's telling Artemis, like, look, you got a whole new life. You can have a whole new life, but you can't do this anymore. And Artemis' argument is like, look, I'm helping people and things like that, but her mother's not really happy about it. More importantly, we get to see Halo reveal that memory to Dr. Chase or Dr. I'm forgetting her name right. How am I forgetting her name right? Let me look at my notes. I was trying not to look at my notes. Dr. Chase. I was right. Dr. Chase. She reveals her note to Dr. Chase, and she reveals that she's the one that let the assassin in to kill Breon's parents. Let that sink in for a minute. Let that sink in. Well, her former self. Let that sink in. And it is Dr. Chase who said she'll keep it a secret, but when Halo leaves, she's on the phone with somebody. We don't know who she working for, because as of right now, she's in Dakota City working with, I think, hardware. She was working with hardware. But now she's on the phone with somebody. Who is she? Bedlam? Deathstroke? Who knows? But the plot thickens, and it ended. Whoa. All in all, this was a very good return. There was a lot of great moments in these 3 episodes. There was also a lot to see, like, okay, what they have coming. Pause. But all in all, very good episode. I really enjoyed them. You guys tell me in the comment section below, what did you think of these episodes? I can't wait to see more. And how. And here's a question for you. Do you think Halo is just going to feel so guilty that she just tells Breon? Or will Breon and Tara find another way? And until next time, guys, I'll see you guys next time.